但是比较改。
Check, check. Ooh, okay, we are live. All right, how is everyone doing? Is everyone full from lunch? Yeah, yeah. 其实我可以讲中文，但是如果我讲中文的话，有可能吓到大家，所以我会用英文做介绍。So today's event is loosely organized by Taipei Ethereum Meetup Group, and we have a booth upstairs. So please make sure to go upstairs, speak to our attendees, scan the QR code, and get some stickers. We also have some stickers here, so make sure to do so and support the group. And yeah, the Telegram group is quite active, and yeah, we love new members coming in. So I was invited last minute to do introductions for everyone in English, so please bear with me for the afternoon. Our next speaker is visiting from Bangkok, Thailand. So let's make sure we give him a big round of applause when I introduce him. But he's an engineer by trade. Used to work at Omizigo, which is a pretty OG project on Ethereum, and he's currently with the Ethereum Foundation and here to spread the good word of Devcon. Just a quick show of hands. Who here has heard of Devcon? Who here is planning to go to Devcon? Okay. Hopefully by the end of this talk, you guys will be convinced because Devcon is honestly one of the best events in crypto by far. I don't want to steal too much of O's thunder, so everyone please give a big round of applause for O.
Thank you, Tim. That was a great introduction, especially for a last-minute MC. So thank you everyone for attending this session. I know it's in English out of all the Chinese talks, and it's probably one of the only non-technical talk that you will see in this Ethereum track, in blockchain track, and also in Cost Cup. So please bear with me. But basically, I want to introduce everyone to Devcon and also talk about why it's special as a conference among all the crypto conferences that we see around the globe. So quick introduction about myself. So my name is O. You can call me Anwood as well. I am the community supporter at Devcon. So yeah, and apart from that is a little bit of open source, is that I am a open source contributor as well. It's not my prime time, not my prime year, but back 2-3 years ago, I do contribute a lot. All these green tiles here are not public, not private contributions, they are actually public. And most of them are through project work, but also open source, mostly contributing to Elixir, the programming language. Some of my libraries, proud libraries, are two of them are on Elixir. One is called Licenser. I think it got 100K downloads so far, and also and the second one to do with EIP 55, so the Elixir checksum library for Ethereum addresses, that got about 20K downloads as well. If you want to talk more or find out more about Devcon or my contribution to open source, my email and Twitter is there. Right. So before I go into the 5 reasons why Devcon is interesting and why you should go there, a quick brief of Devcon. Basically, you see all the crypto conference, all the blockchain around the world, right? But there are only 2 events that are hosted and organized by the Ethereum Foundation itself. That is Devcon and DevConnect. Right? These 2 events are very different. For Devcon, it's basically a single venue, single place where everyone comes. There's going to be so many talks. From last year, we had, it is put here, but from last year, we had 444 speakers. We had over 70 sessions. And yeah, attendees, 6,000 attendees. We are actually going bigger this time. And there's more than 100 side events happen at Devcon in Bogota 2 years ago. On the other hand, DevConnect, I should mention that DevConnect is a more decentralized event. It happens also once every 2 years, alternatively with DevCon. DevConnect is more decentralized. There's one co-working space at in the center of all the events, and then there's side events, there are smaller events dedicated to different techs. DevCon started in 2014 before Ethereum launched, so this is actually the 10th year of DevCon. So yeah, it's been 10 years, it's grown so much. If you haven't attended, I think this is probably the best time to attend and see how it has grown after 10 years. These are some of the photos from the event. No, it's not a small scale event, it's a really big scale. This is one of the, this is the opening ceremony. So we have like a main stage and we have like thousands of people attending. This is from Bogota. You can see, people are attending, moving from places to different workshops, different sessions. These are what the sessions look like. So there's both like, very technical sessions and also like non-technical ones as well, which I'll share a bit later. So that's the quick overview of like what DevCon is. Now, why, right? First is Devcon and Ethereum is actually open source by nature. So if you're into open source but not on blockchain or not on Ethereum or DLT yet, Ethereum is probably the best place to start, right? So just want to highlight a bit, right? So what do we mean by Ethereum is open source, right? Ethereum values open and global access. That's why blockchain exists. That's why you have blockchain and smart contracts on it. Ethereum aims to be and is probably one of the most neutral, most censorship resistant. Anyone in the world can access from anywhere in the world. It's unbiased, unopinionated. You can deploy your smart contract. You can do transactions. It doesn't give you judgment, right? Whether like this is a good transaction or bad transaction, right? It only follows the code within that. And how do open source actually helps Ethereum here? Is because first is composability, right? We have a Ethereum blockchain that you can compose your smart contracts. You can build a new smart contract. You can build smart contract on top of other smart contract as well. It's also permissionlessness, right? So in order for Ethereum to be permissionlessness, it has to be able to, it has to open source so that everyone can use it, can verify that it's correct, and also can contribute to it, right? Fixing bugs, adding new features should be possible. And it should also be possible to extend and innovate on top of this, right? And all of this is enabled by having Ethereum open source from both the code and also like from others' perspective as well. The second point is that Ethereum values verifiability. So open source is important in that way, right? Because you have to be able to audit the source code of what's happening, both inside the smart contract, but also in all the client's implementation, right? All the nodes that you see that you're running, you should be able to see the source code for yourself, compile it for yourself, and I think most of them are probably like verifiable as well, that the binaries are correct. So source code is open source. It's important for security, trust, and hardness of Ethereum. And all the changes are actually open source as well, right? It's not only just the code, but all the research that are being funneled into all the implementations, they are also open source, and you can see the discussion and see all the research data in the public as well, right? So some example is that for research, if you're curious, you can go to ETH Research, right? ETH.ch there, ethresearch.ch there, and you can see all the research that are happening, both at the protocol level, but also like implementation level. Implementation is also done in the open. You can see all the node clients, even the Solidity, the language itself is also open source, and it's not just a stale open source, right? There's active contributions, there are active issues, there are active PRs, pull requests being reviewed and being merged into all these source code as well. The interesting thing is that it's not just the source code, but all the project management, all the discussion that happened on what's going into the protocol and what's not, also is open source, right? So you can go to Ethereum, github.com/ethereum/pm, and then you can see all the project management, all the videos of all the core dev meetings, all the meeting notes, all the resolutions are also open source. I think under Creative Commons attribution by SA 3.0. And if you're not super into Ethereum yet and you want to just contribute to open source, there are also other libraries that are being used by Ethereum itself and also used by the blockchain, a wider blockchain community. And these ones, yeah. So for example, like one example is libp2p. So basically, this is a library where Ethereum nodes now use it for peer discovery and talk between different nodes, right? So this is not only applicable to just Ethereum. libp2p is being used by, say, IPFS, other protocols, and even, for example, like some other non-blockchain projects that require. Oh, it's already up. Okay. No. Okay. I'll just wait for the music to die. Yeah, so if you think Ethereum or blockchain might be a bit too niche for you, you want to do open source that impacts the wider community. Libraries like libp2p, for example, could be a good start as well that you can contribute to, because this library is not only used inside blockchain or Ethereum itself, but also in the wider, like, whatever applications that you want peer-to-peer feature doesn't need blockchain. They also use a lot of projects also use libp2p for that. So the second point, why, right? The second is Ethereum is not just finance anymore. A lot of you might know for Ethereum for like the ICO era, for the all the tokens launch, all the token sales, and also DeFi. Ethereum might be just that maybe 3 years ago, 5 years ago, but right now it is not just finance anymore. Some examples, in 2018, we probably heard of like ICOs, DeFi, and just a bit more proof of work that Ethereum or blockchain is expensive in terms of the cost and also like the electricity, the power used, the energy used, right? But now in 2024, you see a lot more use cases outside of finance, outside of speculation, right? Some example, for example, Farcaster, Terence just mentioned this morning on the social media. It's really good. The UI is great. The content there is great. You should check it out. And you can see there with the kind of like two-tier structure that you have stuff on chain and there's stuff off chain, which enables enables you to do other applications that are not DeFi on blockchain itself. There's StreamETH, which is basically open source decentralized event and live streaming, where you can live stream your event up to StreamETH, and then it manages all the video content for you. You can make it decentralized. You don't have to tie yourself to YouTube or other like centralized platform. There's also games, right? And two notable games I want to mention. One is Dark Forest. It's been around for a long time, but it's basically a MMO, so massively multiplayer online. Space conquest, right? So you can actually compete with each other. And the interesting thing is that this is not GameFi. This is on-chain game, right? It's different. GameFi means that you're actually tying game and finance, but on-chain game means that all the game logic that you are playing is actually on-chain in smart contracts, right? So you can trace all the transactions that happen inside your game, and imagine that because these are smart contracts, right? You can also extend on top of it, right? And through open source, you are able to see. Oh. Oh, sorry.
It's not recording apparently.
Oh, different one.
Different one. Sorry,
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
Go out. Go outside.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay now? Okay. Okay, we're back again. Got 5 minutes left, so I'll be speedy on this. So yeah, fully on-chain games are games like are on the blockchain, and all the game logics are actually in smart contracts. So you're able to verify them, and for some games, if the source code are open source, you can also extend them. Extend in a way where you want to deploy new smart contracts based on the game. That's fine as well. And there's and because the same way that DeFi works, right? You can have smart contract as building block, so you can build new smart contracts that interact with the existing smart contracts. So that's possible with all these games as well. Another notable mention is that back in the days, energy consumption is a lot. Since proof of stake has happened about a year or two ago, now the energy dropped by a lot, right? So 99.9% energy drop from proof of work to proof of stake now. So you can say now, no, when everyone says that, oh, it's using a lot of energy, you can say that no, it's not anymore, right? It's using actually less energy than Airbnb as a platform itself, even to run, right? So that should not be an issue. And you can see, new different cases coming up. Obviously, like Terence mentioned as well, that you have a book review. You can also happen on chain, and all of these can happen at a really cheap cost. Ethereum and especially Devcon is also interdisciplinary. It's not just about the coding or about the blockchain itself. So some example from Devcon 6. So 2 years ago in Bogota, most popular tracks are actually not just about technical, right? There's opportunity and global impact is the most popular one. Developer infrastructure, there's CKP, privacy, identity, and so on, right? And one thing you can see here is that there's very little about like sales or marketing or or basically like sales and marketing stuff. So when you go to this conference, you can expect it should have the same kind of feeling as Cost Cup, without me selling, of course, and yeah. So these are some examples from like the past talks. So we have like Ethereum in 30 minutes. There's more like really deep technical talk, for example, like demystifying Ethereum assembly. There's also like more on a financial economist talk, like mechanism for pricing non-fungible resource. And especially even on the very non-technical side, you have UNICEF talking about their crypto fund. You have the Internet Archive talking about decentralizing their Internet Archive. There's also talks about UX and design. And even like if you're interested in like the blending of technologies, even 2 years ago before ChatGPT launched, we have a talk about emergent behavior in DeFi using agent-based simulation and reinforcement learning. So that's also a cross between like blockchain and AI, even before all the generative AI is a boom. And these are the programming tracks for 2024. Number 4 is Devcon is full of opportunities. I guess like a lot of you are university students right now. What is interesting is that Devcon is not just a conference that people go and attend and listen to talks. There's a lot of activities around in the space that allows you to meet other people. Especially important thing is like because all the blockchain and crypto teams are pretty much distributed and remote, right? So a lot of people use Devcon itself as their kind of like meeting point, where it's the first time for all these blockchain companies to meet in person, right? So we have something for the last 2 years, we have something called Hacker Basement, where teams actually come and just work day and night there, do their meetings there. So it's a great chance, it's not like, you don't even have to like apply to go to internship. You can actually go to Devcon and see how they are actually working in real time. And so there's also Ethereum Seed Day that's going to happen the day before on the 11th as well. So if you're planning to attend Devcon, Ethereum Seed Day is also a great place where you can learn more about Ethereum and learn the basics of Ethereum. And it's closest to Taiwan. There's lots of events happening. So join us at Devcon C. There's a lot of ways to participate. For example, apply to speak, buy ticket, volunteer is also possible as well. There's Ethereum Seed Day information there. If you're an organizer, a community organizer, you can also go to Road to Devcon, and community tickets are available as well for people to request. Okay, so that was a speed run because had a lot of technical issues, but yeah, I think this is basically it. Do we have any questions?
questions for my friend O here? No? Going once? Going twice? Okay, thank you, O. Who here is now convinced that they're going to go to Thailand in November? I am. I did volunteering actually in Istanbul, in Turkey last November. It was one of the best ways to get involved with the Ethereum community. And yeah, I would highly encourage you guys to go check it out and definitely talk to O. He's a pretty nice guy. So we're going to take a 10-minute break and then we'll come back for Bill Su's talk on the Ethereum Devcon upgrade. So cheers.